Чик-чик, ням-ням. Раз-раз. Все, вроде работает. Микрофон галимо слышно, ну посрать. Все, поехали, давай-ка убираем. Микро не работает. Смотрите, нет, да? Рандом тим. Ну давай попробуем. Давай. Тим дезматч. Буллс, Филадельфия. Да погнали. Ну это не гони, ты сейчас будешь улетать. Да улетать сейчас будешь. Тимбервульф тоже не катит. Да тоже они такие. О, наггетсы, все. Вот сейчас по наггетсам пройдем. Поехали. Хотя я тоже неплохо орудую.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny and
Здорово.
Tonight we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Philadelphia 76ers.
Точнее, как слышно нас.
Both these teams are excited about the matchup, feeling confident that they can prevail. We will see shortly how those aspirations pan out. For Denver coach Mike Maloney has had a lot of success with players buying into his system.
Пацаны, мы хотели поиграть, а мы тут налетели.
The flags flying high outside the Pepsi Center on this terrific night for basketball in Denver.
GTA завтра будет с утра. Подлетай, 8 утра по Москве, так что давай. Убавь игру немного, говорит. А давай, мы сейчас убавим игру немного. Алло, а чё? А ты нажал паузу?
Нет.
А, это клавиатура нажала паузу. Не, а как? Прикинь. А, я понял, мышка тут нужна, короче, да? Ага, сейчас я паузу нажму. Вот хрень. Так, а где здесь звук? Сейчас. А, комментатор волюм, саунд эффект. Да, можно всех поубирать. Сейчас всех нахрен. Там можно так пим-пим. Да. Вот так, думаешь, будет нормально? А до скольки? Да, ну пару часиков поиграю. Пару часиков, да. С 8 до 10 точно буду играть, так что давай. Завтра подтягивать, ребят. Как монтаж, Никитос, монтаж. Мне понравилось. Ты мне тоже что-нибудь такое замути. Чуваки, чего вы не спите, а? Да мы тут, полуночники. Успокойся. Да успокойся, я говорю, что ты там разошел. Так, а надо сейчас вспомнить, кто мне в наггетсах тут играет, да? О, нормально.
Да, у меня, конечно, команда послабее, но будем сюда.
Ну, не сильно тебе послабее.
Kicks it to Simmons. Back to Covington. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Что-то много заказов. Так ты бабки начинай брать, раз тебе заказы поперлись. Я попросил со стримов нарезку сделать. Ты просишь. Да ладно, я так по свободке, если не будет. Ты за каких? Я за белых. Я за белых, Серега за красных. Пацан Трек, кто там мне решил донат сделать? Вы что там, с ума посходили, блин? Деньги поэкономьте на себя. Я не заслужил этого. Но все равно огромное спасибо. Это по-любому Максим, 100%. А может я ошибаюсь. Ему 2050 детское время. Блять, мне ноутбук надо достать, посмотреть, чтобы можно было свой стрим смотреть. Ну ладно, сейчас мы этот тайм сыграем, мне достану свой ноутбук. Ты хочешь дрибл мувс? Давай. 20 за 50. Ну да, у нас с тобой Никитос время синхронное. А у кого-то и попозднее, да? Бля, Коби, что ли? Замаскированный, да?
Похож.
Коби. Блин, пацаны, сегодня я с утра хотел в Counter-Strike поиграть. Проснулся в 6 утра, думаю, сейчас 3 проведу, ништяк, все. Хоп, у меня интернета нет. Думаю, ну ладно, блин, думаю, может включат. В итоге, короче, был какой-то кабель перебитый. Думал вечером в 5 вечера провести. Сделали мне интернет в 7 вечера. Ну и, в общем, только добрался до компьютера. Решили с Серегой поиграть в НБА. Counter-Strike отлаживается на неопределенное время. Вот он. Вот он. Вот он. А ну какая-то ошибочка. Нормальная ошибочка. Блин, что я не могу сказать с телефона? С телефона зайти. О, чувак, зайти, пожалуйста. Ты можешь зайти, да? Или ты не можешь зайти? Ты на меня не подписанный? Ах, ты на меня не подписан, да? А у тебя аккаунт вообще есть? Вот так. Эх, жалко, я бы посмотрел, как ты в КС играешь. Макс, КС будет. КС будет. Ладно, сука, короче, завтра, если мне ничего не помешает, ничто не помешает, то я завтра после работы проведу стрим по КС. Постараюсь. Я просто думаю, что навряд ли меня кто-то будет смотреть, как я буду там нупить. Это будет мало кому интересно. Побаивать его играть.
Вот так.
Хотя, в принципе,
Троечка темная.
Тем временем Серега забивает мне еще один Алипси, да? На ход! На ход! Почти. А это что, как он? Это поляк или как он называется? Блин, как он? Джокич. Ну, он валит нормально, да. Он валит. Валюха. Я так смотрю, наверное, фанатов баскетбола мало. Поэтому активности тоже мало.
Что ты сделал?
Ничего не сделал. Ну такой, немножко как бы... Андрюха, доброе утро хотел сказать. Короче, здорово. Все нормально, попытка. Лоп! Ух ты, я понял. Бля, тут того было. Так я корпусом закрыл того, чтобы твой пробежал. Охренеть.
Не, ну вот так этот пас отдал просто.
Вообще ты до кольца не докинул. Слушай, они, блин, на памяти вот я не помню, их команда никогда вот не играла круто, да?
Только Сайверс.
Айверсон там играл, да? Ну у них там, по-моему, раскраска другая была, какая-то черно-красная, по-моему, да? Да, Айверсон. Ну, это другое дело, да? Под Полтавой. Я что-то как-то Айверсон этого, я тебя узнал про его деятельность.
And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Okafor. Nerlens Noel comes in for Simmons. Grant, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And Luwawu subbed in for Gerald Henderson.
Хорош! Ух ты! Ни хрена себе длиннорукий, блин. Да ну! Stolen by well. А тут бородач Робинзон нормально тоже валит. Оп, не забил.
Embiid's got his first points in this one. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early
Нормальный
goals.
тоже старт. Слушай, я только на счет обратил внимание. Я, оказывается, проиграл Малюку, да? Самую малость. Да, положил, да? Лоб? А это что у них тот самый с кучеряшками. Центровой, да, там. Да что ж такое-то, а? Что забил? Да ладно. Бля, вообще разрыв пошел по полной программе. Пацаны, меня ломает. Вы ничего не пишете, меня начинает ломать. Не болеете вы за меня, да? Я понял.
Ой-ой-ой, подбор забрал.
Так, бля, как по болоту бежит в калоше, блин.
Хавает его сразу.
Лоб, спокойненько положили мяч. Все в чатике разошлись. Ну и ладно. Все спать пошли. Все спать пошли, да. Лавин, опять кудряшка свет забивает, да?
Отлично, да, крутой чувак.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Лоп. Вот так можно. Это Мюррей, да, Билл Мюррей. Знаешь так, актера? У него день сурка, охотники за привидениями.
А вот этого знаешь, иди сюда.
Вот это знаешь. Тоже неплохо. Тоже неплохо. О, Глебушек. Здоров, братан. Ты сегодня прости мне, что мне не получилось поиграть в Counter-Strike. Блядь, ты забил гол. У меня сегодня были, короче, технические неполадки. Интернет у меня какая-то скотиняка, блин, провод отрубила. Обрезала. Слушай, это не ты там что-то не сделала? Чтобы я сегодня сохранил стрим. Я шучу. А тебе там случайно в этом самом, на поле инета нету? Мы туда стрим проводили. Да ладно. Ушли там 3G, я у родителей был, на 3G не ловит там. Цивилизация, да? Там ну как, бородач, есть, хороший, отличненько. Хуляу там отдувает. Так, никто не донатит. Да вообще, страшное дело.
Надо как будто начать.
Да, главное начать.
Бежать, тихо, сейчас потеряет мяч.
Завтра приходи, Глебушек, с утра на стрим по GTA, 8 утра будет стримчанс. Так что давай, жду. Всех жду. Всех ребятки жду. Завтра, надеюсь. Напишу. Трюшечка, да, пошла? Хорош. А шо ж ты хотел? На тебе, по ладошку. А что это за протез они ставят, а? А это какой-то специальный, какой-то есть бинт, ну как, или пластырь какой-то, да? Который типа фиксирует тебе суставы. Вот видишь, как хард, там эти руки помазюкают. Ну он как клеится. Да, клеится, да. 9 подойдешь, все, добро, хорошо буду ждать. 9 я еще буду, это, скажем так, будет середина стрима, самый разгар. Пойдешь на самое лучшее. Это ты, да? Байлс какой-то. Байлс. Может послезавтра задание. Да, все нормально, братан. Не парься на этот повод. Так, тут... Бля, а у меня, походу, дриблинг не стоит, да? О, нормально, нормально. Походу, мы здесь только Серега любители баскетбола, да? Никто это дело не уважает.
Иди сюда, Кузьминский, красавчик.
Это не Кузьминский. Сейчас он ляпнул там Гисманкинс какой-то, блин. Душманкинс. Что-то намудрит, нафинтил, но тем не менее хоть в корзину забил, да. Хаваем этого. Они с повязками, они все какие-то все подозрительные ребята, блин. Вчера мы играли с тобой с повязкой, кто там тебя забивал? С повязкой кто-то был. Леброныч был с повязкой. Да ну, блин. А ты еще говорил, что команда у тебя слабенькая. Кузьминский, не Забивульский. О! Сука!
Как это не Забивульский?
Сорик говорит, сорян, ребята. Попытка была, да? Чинджа. Хоп! Попытка не пытка. Джордан 23 номер забивает. 23 номер.
Я же испугался.
Есть, отлично. Это он, это Джордан. Вейлис опять забивает. Припил перед матчем. Тихо! Вот так вот. Хорошо корпусом оттолкнул, да? Я думаю, блин, что такое? Лоп! Все, отскочили. Еще мяч могу подкинуть. 5 очей, нифига себе.
One thing that Gallinari brings to the table is his ability to line up effectively at either forward spot. Can act as a stretch forward.
Джокич на страже галактики, блин, ни хрена, забил, да?
Very efficient shooter at the 4 position when he gets minutes there.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter.
Да давай.
And Harris wide open.
Чинджа. Есть 2-2. Пойдет.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin.
Нужно, чтобы у нас была интрига. Нужно ноздрю. Опа, говоришь, да? Блин, а как же ты? Фига. Не, это не так, кудряшка. Джокичу мяч, что ж ты? Что там мяч прикрываешь? Надо твои яйца. Я хочу мяч в корзину забить. Стеночку устроил. Чарджинг. А как там? Все нормально. У него платформа была на голове. А ты знаешь, что раньше кепка, которая в Грузии была, аэродром называлась, шапка? Батик может такси работать. Есть, нормально. 3 очка, да?
To the wing on the left, and here's Covington from the arc, and a great assist by Rodriguez as that one goes in.
The 3-stroke of Robert Covington is really a
Филадульфик. Ну кто там пробегает? Джокич.
Harris kicks to Jokic,
О,
and Embiid with the steal.
брат, да, можно помыть.
Henderson against Spartan. Here's Embiid.
Вот они, кутеряшки, вот эти кутеряшки, вот они, да.
Вот они,
да, вот это вот они.
Где отрабатывают.
Да, это самое, как она, химическая зависимость. Ну давай, ну, хоп, опа. Чинджа. Да они... Блин, опять 6 очков, блядь. Я вот не могу не догнать вообще. Хорош, да? Можно, да. А тут нежданчик, да, такой? Чик выскочил из-за угла. Родригес. Ну, вчерашний стрим, если правильно. Родригес это тварь, бородач. Он трешки там, да. Я же играл силами. Ой, мяч. Нормально, руки кривые. Я тренер возьму, нахер пошел. Халявные наггетсы, они то объедятся перед матчем. Еле бегают. Норм. Засчитали! Прикинь! Ни хрена себе, червончик. Редко такое бывает. Дужечку, да? Душамбе. Опа! Ну да. Внимательно, порядок, барахлит. Здрасте. Ух ты! Там... Не докинул, блин. Одна бычка. Что там 8 очков? Борьба, это борьба. Барбидзе.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Потеряшка.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith, all set to take a look back at the first half. Philadelphia finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have a solid 8-point lead. Jack, we'll start with you. How do you think they played?
Давай, поиграем. Лауверген какой-то, нифига себе. Бля, там мне даже поярче, чем у тебя. Хендерсон. Бля, Лауверген. Так надо узнать, кто это такой. Через него. Он куда там в тени играет.
Ну, поднахуярил на чуть-чуть.
Угу. Слушай, ну что ворот? Дай мне что-то подвыпить. О, водяной, да?
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Look at what Covington has done so far. He has 8 points and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens.
А что видишь, нету фанатов. Мы сидим с тобой, ну и поставим. А Андрюха, что я не сплю? Да, потому что не спите. Завтра на работу попозже. Решили постримить в НБА. НБА 2К17. Так что если ты любитель такой деятельности, милости просим. То Макс донатил. Я в курсе, что это Макс донатил, да. Это Макс. Максимка. Кроме Глеба и Макса никто больше не донатит.
Ого,
ты что творишь? Что ж творишь, блядь? Блин.
вообще разрыв, что-то получается, Тёма.
Разрыв. Тупо. Посмотрим, только третий тайм. Ну не фали. Не фали. Да ладно. Фильмов пересмотрел. Блокбастеров. Джоки сейчас ветерок сделает. Хлопа, вот так тоже нормально мяч заходит. На разогреве, да? Бля, как... Да не. Вот так мяч пытается зайти в лузы. Да ладно, сам пью, сам гуляю, сам себе наливаю, да, блин. Сам подпрыгнул, что-то там намудрил, блин. Акафор, да. Ну это что эти кучеряшки вторые. Это не ну, видишь, крутой, да. Не, нормальный ежик, хочу. Нормальный ежик.
Denver making a switch here. Nurkic is checked in.
And already Okafor has become a dominant big man in the association. Has a good number of post moves to choose from.
Шестерочка, да? Прилетела оттуда, откуда не ждали. А чуть чарджа не было, да? А шо? Давай. Давай. Отлично. У него фамилия Мудя, блин. Вот она, ответочка вторая. Третья подряд, третья, 2 очка разница.
Ты же дай мал, нихуя.
Харрис, Гарри Харрис какой-то. Ааа! Слушай, у тебя какой-то реактивный ранец тебе был, ты плавно так подлетал. Такая тяга, блин. Заднеприводная. Ух ты! Чин-чин-чин-чин-чин! Бля, там, слышишь, по лицу мяч ляснул и пофигу, играет. Ля, что творишь? Отдай мяч. Бейли, да? Чинджа. Да что ж ты? Невменяемые, блин. Вот это есть. Все, наггетсы, ваша атака. Бля, мне подкинули. А ты мне в воздухе меня толкнул. Че, фола не было, я не понял. Вообще бред какой-то. Да куда? Давай расскажешь.
Да как это куда? Сюда.
Обе забивает, да?
Конечно.
Teammate does not have anybody around him. Get it to the open guy. Here's Gallinari.
Ну да, ну можно так, да.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Галлинарий какой-то. Да, было только что 2.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well. Stolen by Henderson.
Ну нахрена ты ж такое делаешь? Да нет, да ты что? Ни хрена себе. Так ты видел, у него шкала вообще какая была? Не, он персональный персональный. Ежик шипами своими уколол меня.
Sarge is checked in for Philadelphia. Stauskas comes in for Jared Bayless.
Ну. О, нет, вот так. Нормально, что вы говорите, ребят. Я тут, все под контролем. О, контроль на линии.
О, чуть не сломал.
Так они вдвоем это волной их откинуло, блин. Вот так вот. Нормально.
The Sixers leaving roster spots open over the years, trying to find some Robert Covington is one of those finds. A nice shooting stroke. He can defend either forward position. This guy's got game.
For Philadelphia. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Sarge. Noel comes in for Simmons, and it's Jeremy Grant in for Gerald Henderson. Stolen away, and now Philadelphia on the break.
Дофинтились. Ну я понял, короче, просто разрывники, да? Так что мне вообще посреди не везет. Пам! Да ты хоть поправляй нормально.
Grant dishes to Embiid. Stauskas, the pass to Covington. And Covington can slide between the 3 or the 4 spot. You gotta like that versatility.
Yes, you do, because it gives you a chance to play effectively with a small ball lineup, because he can play the 4, or you can play big with him. For a team with a crowded front court, every little bit of flexibility.
Он вообще, походу, нормально кидает мяч, да? Знаком с этим устройством. Тоже неплохо. Ну а что в толк? 11 часов, блин. 30 секунд играть. Никогда себе тебе Фила, блин, никогда не мог подумать, что они так будут валить. Ай-яй-яй, ну что ты? Да-да-да. Зеленый, да, но все равно как-то так. Здорово. 12, да? Ладин.
Rodriguez outside. Grant the pass to Rodriguez.
Родригес.
From the high post. Here's Luwawu.
Да ну, что ж ты мелешь?
He got it up that time, but
доверил на хуй ты.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. 76ers lead by 12.
Третий тайм, да? Решающий. Решающий. Что там решающий?
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything.
Жмет.
Philadelphia leading by 12. We've got Will Barton. Jokic is out there with Laverne. Then it's Wilson Chandler. And it's Murray in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
How about that going up strong?
Charging
I mean,
fall.
he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude.
Ля-ля-ля, ни хрена себе статутов там.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Gallinari, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Grant outside. He feeds it to Embiid. Again, Philadelphia.
You know, when he gets rolling, guys, he can be an absolute handful to have to deal with. And right now, he is rolling strong.
It's deflected. Embiid with the
Ты все
steal.
кроешь. Ломаешь ты меня.
Goes straight.
Так какого хрена? Ни хрена себе. 20 очков сейчас будет, 19, блин.
It's gonna go on Will Barton.
Сильный, а я не знаю, что они там.
On the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence
Это я же еще, наверное, видимо,
and
не
offensively.
того.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking
Блин,
basketball.
мяч давал не тому.
Fast break Philadelphia. And Chandler sends it back.
Играй, играй!
So it looks like the 76ers will retain possession.
Чандлер.
Да, он уже был вау.
Не, ну хоть снял.
Заблочил четко, конечно.
Это ему нужно было вернуться на поле и мяч...
Expanding his range.
Да ну ладно.
Luwawu shot is off. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And some changes here for the 76ers. Sarge is checked in for Nerlens Noel. And Stauskas subbed in for Luwawu. Barton kicks to Murray. And they get it.
Ну, подтягивай, по чуть-чуть, давай.
And with Murray, you have an all-around score. Somebody who feels comfortable shooting from just about any spot on the floor, off the catch or dribble.
Да ну, это просто. Зашел, как все довольны. Дверь с ноги открыл, блин.
With enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here's Chandler, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
Стараться.
The 76ers leading by 19 points.
Ой, блядь, а куда ж ты дал, блядь?
Ух ты, я думал, что там упал мяч, что там никого не будет.
Sarge dishes to Stauskas. Over to the left wing.
Хоп-хоп-хоп-хоп-хоп. Хоп-хоп-хоп. Так, прикинь, последние 30 секунд, и ты на фол пошел. Сарич. Так, я ничего не жал, дело в том, что...
Вытягивает, видите.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
A different look for Denver. Fareed comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Murray. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Okafor is checked in for Embiid.
Ну так можно. Ну так, а? Ладно, ты мне врубай. Лофу.
Так оно есть, что, блядь, все такого.
Да.
That free throw good from
Лоп.
Philadelphia has gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Henderson kicks to Okafor. He'll get to the steal.
Ты стиком, да, так?
Molinari passes to Mudiay.
Ля-ля-ля, вот меня прыгнул, хрен фол дали.
Philadelphia.
Ля-ля, ручкой там.
And I like the intensity that Bayless plays with on defense. I mean, he's really good at keeping his hands active at all times and often comes up with timely steals.
Mudiay with the ball. Gallinari left side. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touch.
А чё его выбросил?
Если не знаешь, что там класс.
Так, не, ну если я классом кого-то пас бы дал, почему его выбросил, я так и не понял. Я не знаю, что там класс. Вот так вот, глянь, блин, ну Фанти вгрызается прям в мяч.
Henderson dishes to Covington.
Что ты класс?
Off the mark there with a three-point shot.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Руки, блин, крюки. Руки крюки. Не, да. Не, да. 19, блин. Все, сокращаем стремительно. Разрыв. Конечно. Это самый. Он нормально. Шик. Давай. Сейчас как такие вещи происходить. Да. Хотя бы так. Понятно, да.
He has 8 points and a huge help.
Так он и говорит правильно, Бейли. Что там стоит? Да ну блин, ну можно было бы, конечно, лучше играть. Можно, они способны на лучшее, реально на лучшее. Я как рачина играю. Ну нормально. Оп. Резкий такой, как Дюран, да? Бартон.
And Greg, that kind of deficit, I think they're going about it the right way. I mean, they've got to get aggressive on defense. They need to stop.
Кто там последний из магикан? Сидит, блин, ни хрена, 98-81. Тоже неплохо. Не, ну под конец он немножко начал забивать. Так позорно. Ля. Так ты одни трешки херячишь. Я слушаю сводку новостей. Дождь за окном, воздух приятный. Ништяк, блин, я чуть бы не отказался от дождика. Кстати, как-то погода будет, мы поедем, а? Нормальная погодка будет? Не, если дождь будет, не поедем, да? Типа по барабану, по барабану, да? Ну, будем где-то подновить, как сидеть там, да?
Philadelphia's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Out left to the wing. Here's Rodriguez again. Philadelphia.
Just yet, they're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out.
Что тут, Артур?
First one falls for.
Король Артур. Артурчик.
And both free throws good from Arthur.
Артур Пирожков.
43 seconds left in the game. Rodriguez passes to Grant.
Ого.
And the 76ers get it back.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
He dishes it to Embiid over Arthur. Embiid. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see this because the rhythm is on display. Yeah, that's a bad move there.
Блин, это некрасиво.
Puts the other side on the line.
Yeah, inexcusable. I mean, he's got to know not to take any chances there. That's just a terrible foul.
And both free throws good for Nurkic. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Rodriguez. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
Того, что я делал монтаж, проебал вторую половину дня, бы забыл сохранить, и поэтому проебал. Страшное дело, 34 секунды, да? А есть возможность не на атаку.
Beasley for 3. He can't get that one to fall.
Вот это шмальнул.
No good.
Ну такая победа, конечно, да. Непредсказуемая. Не, ну в смысле интриги не получилось. Было очевидно уже, что там играли. Не, ну, заслуженная. Давай, сейчас думаю, как-то немножко должно быть по-другому.
Robert Covington.
Надеюсь, я на это...
Я только не буду
А давай вот сейчас именно вот вообще именно по барабану.
Давай.
Я пофигел, если бы он попал. А чё, такое без проблем тут бывает. Густо и часто, чувак. Да, давай. Раз, два, три. Майами Хит и Селтикс. Поехали, поехали. Да ну Азика, блин, конечно, да. Ладно, хочешь статистику. Ну да, мне послабее ребята.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
А, погоди, Майами Хит это ж не это не этот сезон, это больше, потому что раньше играл. А кто там сейчас? Леброн? Не, по-моему, Леброна там с ним нет, или есть Леброн? Да нет, если Леброн жил, то кто-то побольше. Вот он какой-то, да.
Well, for Boston, this is a game that may be determined per...
Coming to you tonight from the American Airlines Arena with a look high above here in Miami.
Ну, короче, здесь тоже,
Yeah, we've got time.
Борис, да. Больше там Морган.
Thanks, DA. That effort permeates through the entire team. Right, you look up and down both these rosters, and these are incredible athletes on both sides.
So we expect, Kevin, that we're going to get some great highlight plays out in transition here, and you're going to see the court shrink up a little bit for some of the offensive players.
How about the most athletic guy you ever faced?
John Barry? No, I'm kidding, Kevin. I'm kidding.
You like that answer, though, yeah. No, Jordan, LeBron, who?
Most athletic player I ever faced was Kobe Bryant in his prime.
I like that answer. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor. Oh, wow. Beautiful jam.
Just so good. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. There's Winslow. And no good that time. So the Celtics will take it the other way.
Да я бы не сказал, что он сильно мешал.
And then Johnson with the jam.
А ты тут ломаешь.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of the young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. It's Dragic with the drive. Took him.
Awesome drive from Dragic there. Simply put it up and put it in.
Dragic against Thomas. And the wide open shot from Crowder.
Сука! Прикинь, тоже гусь, который первый мяч завалил, блин.
Offense clicking early here. 3 for 4 to start this one.
Here's Dragic.
Ну такой, ну Драгич может. Да, он играет.
Working out the kinks on D because that clearly was a breakdown.
Isn't that a rock and roll band? They need to be up in his jersey. It'd be a bad idea to let him get going and get hot early like that.
And Waiters with the stop.
Some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. He doesn't hit that one. Dragic with some nice D. Here's Bosch.
Тоже? А что? Бошу такая шкала маленькая, или он туда старенький, да? Азийский, да.
Thomas got himself on the board with 3 there.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it'll dictate how big a role a player has later on.
If that 3 ball there is any indication, he's looking for his role to be a big one tonight, trying to get it going early.
Бош, ни хрена себе он стартанул, ты видел? Драгич, вот он. Драгич, отлично. 10-10. Вот так вот интереснее играть, а то как-то уже скучно стало. Ну прикинь, гуси, специально, да?
Thomas against Dragic.
Драгич на страже.
Outside Thomas, shot clock at 6, and it's blocked, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Беги, Форест, беги.
4 on the clock.
And you really can't mess around when Whiteside is nearby. Always a defensive presence.
And it's on Whiteside, signing a max contract to return to the Miami Heat this summer. What a dramatic change of fortune for a player, Greg, who bounced around early in his career.
And how about it, Kevin? I think he may be the first player in history to jump from making the NBA minimum to the NBA maximum in one season. He's going to be making 30 times more than last year. And who wouldn't like that kind of a pay raise?
The Heat trail by 3. There's Winslow. And the officials.
Ай-яй-яй! А, это ни хрена не кидаешь штрафные.
Even in Winslow's short stint at Duke University, you could tell he was a winner. He helped lead that team to a collegiate title and showed up with huge games with everything on the line.
Outer dishes to Thomas. The kick out to Crowder. Takes a 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Brent, as you said, Winslow Jesus is winning and has found success at every level, starting all the way in his high school days in Houston.
People get caught up in the numbers. Winslow really doesn't show any discernible skill that makes him stand out. But his smarts and his acumen certainly stand out. That's why he attended Duke.
Вот как он свалил, я не понял. Все, 13-18. Там нафиг. Все, пошла жара, да? Как-то он по касательной не прошелся.
When you're playing from behind, you cannot let your opponent have things that are that easy. And that was easy.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. James Johnson's checked in for Bosch. Williams comes in for Winslow. Josh Richardson's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Smart kicks to Jerebko.
Ладно, бля.
And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
Celtics leading by 5. Bradley, no one around him. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And their offense already
Я, значит, стараюсь, да?
some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Johnson's shot is off.
He has more than enough strength to fight through the D and convert that one. I'm surprised he came up short there.
Smart up top. It's stolen by Johnson.
Не ожидал, да?
Oh, and here comes Johnson all
Сверху
alone.
валить будет. Бля, еле допрыгнут, да? Это Джонсон.
He did not hesitate one bit. Great explosion.
Smart kicks to Jerebko. It's Bradley on the way.
Jerebko. А, кстати, Jerebko уже тоже валит там.
Up and in on the way.
Парашютик, да?
It's almost as if both teams are in a zone.
Yeah, fans are getting their money's worth already. If you like high-scoring affairs, you're in the right place.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
And look at the basket guy still shaking. Olenek the pass to Jerebko. Fade. And no good, a bit short.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
He dishes it to Smart. And stolen by
Ух ты,
Wilson.
прямо, нормально.
Down low. They swipe it.
Мяч у тебя, да?
Smart kicks to Jerebko.
Куча дебилов бегает, каких-то
From
непонятных.
past the arc.
Смарт.
No good.
А попытка, да.
It's been a
Ты
high
что опасно
scoring
было.
in the first quarter of play.
А чего сжалось
Celtics
меня,
lead
ну?
by 3. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the
23-20, так а что ты рассказывал?
Не, ну я напрягся, думал, сейчас залетит, еще 3 сверху как-то.
And now a chance to hear from Chris.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does, but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Так, а шкала должна быть.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Man, you get into that kind of zone, that's the feeling where you're invincible and it gets fun.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Jerebko at the 4, Olenek at the 5. Thomas and Smart, the feisty backcourt pairing. And it's Brown at the 3, the small forward.
And last season, they seem to have a very defensive approach to how it is that they wanted to play. Challenged every shot, did well on their rotations, and they definitely limited their opponents' scoring by slowing down the pace of the game.
And there's the call on Bosh. That is his first foul of the game. Now Horford's checked in for Jerebko. Horford kicks to Smart. And slam dunk by Smart.
Sensational pass by Horford on that play. Terrific job whipping the ball over to the open man.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the players Boston really wanted when they traded Rajon Rondo to Dallas a couple of years ago was Jay Crowder. And since Crowder arrived in Boston, he's been a culture setter. Arriving in the midst of a losing streak, he said, I lost my mind. I told Stevens to the side and asked him, what are we trying to do here? And Crowder wasn't done. He went to the front office and to teammates. He said, I play to win. Kevin, he'll accept nothing less.
Great stuff, DA. Thank you. Celtics leading by 3. From D. Thomas. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field.
Without his shooting, who knows where they'd be right now.
There's Winslow. Good. It's Bosh picking up the assist. Winslow's got his second bucket of the night.
That was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Waiters, he's checked in for James Johnson. Johnson, he's checked in for Boston. There's a whistle and it goes on Isaiah 2. First foul of the game. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. From deep. Miami no good on that time either.
He has got a lot of confidence.
А как вчера я запульнул этот флоп?
You can knock one down from there.
Yeah, and let's not get on it too much, but that shot is also a little irresponsible.
Three-pointer Ellington knocks down the three ball. Ellington's got 5 points now this quarter. Brent, I know you're interested in coaching. You've been approached by several teams in the league. You see some coaches who like to do platoon substitutions, others who prefer to stagger minutes and blend starters with reserves.
Как вот они тебе так залетают, реально?
По
логике вещей должен не входить.
I think it has to do with who you have on your team. I mean, there's no way to say I'll be a platooning coach no matter who it is that I have, because your first five may be good and your second five may be like the guys I play with in the gym. You don't want those guys in the game. So I'm always in favor of keeping one of the main stars on the floor as a conduit and the guy who can keep the rhythm of the offense going, help guys out, establish some confidence, and then swapping those guys out. And then obviously in crunch time, you're putting your best five on the floor to go out another team. But a lot of coaches have differing views on that. I love the fact that you can platoon guys. I'm not liking the wholesale
5 for 5.
5 for 5. We won't do that.
Here's Waiters. It's good.
Ай-яй-яй, говоришь, да?
Three-point play chance here. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Bosch. Derek Williams comes in for Winslow. Josh Richardson's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Then for the Celtics, Brown is checked in for Crowder. And it's Avery Bradley in for Thomas. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot.
Timothy Johnson.
For Miami, they've gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
The Celtics, really since the departure of the big three and Rajon Rondo, doing an amazing job of stockpiling assets and draft picks all along while still being competitive. So you had to know, though, that net front office wouldn't hesitate to make a big move. This is an organization that seeks to compete for championships and nothing else.
The defense certainly makes its presence felt, but Horford's so talented, he calmly rises up and buries the jumper over them. That's easy.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Boston making a switch here. Urebko's checked in. For Boston, they've gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. And the Celtics last season in a quote-unquote rebuild mode. And yet, Greg, they were among the best teams in the NBA, certainly the East. Did they need to make any trades?
You know, they basically had to start combining assets. They're already one of the biggest teams in the league. They had 3 first-round picks in that 16 draft, 3 second-rounders. At some point, you have to make a quantity for trade because you only get 15 spots.
Now here is Horford. 5 points in the game. From the arc, Urebko can't get it to go.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. Yeah, good tough D. There to get a hand up and force that miss.
Got right up in his jersey.
Так и знал, с ручками своими шаловливыми
separation. Just a terrific effort.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Especially in a game that is this close, every possession counting. That was just one side wanting it more than the other.
Olenek, he's checked in for Al Horford. Waiters gets a wide open look and a miss there on the triple.
Well, sometimes when you're that wide open, you start to overthink it, and it looks like that's what he did there.
Here's Urebko. That's in, coming off the assist.
Блять, все улетают. Реально, 47-39, 8, да?
Great ball movement there.
Давайте скидывайте мяч.
The Heat trail by 8.
Ух ты!
Красавчик, еще и забрал.
Принципе, не потеряшка. Жеребка, да?
Смотри,
да пошли вы! Жеребок.
Жеребка. Нет. Против плохо. Забрать мяч.
Heat moving the ball around. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Right side. Waiters passes to Williams. The basket drops.
Yes.
Free throw coming his way.
And have not had as much success in the paint this quarter. Everything has been from the perimeter.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Жеребка!
Нет, это не жеребка, это не жеребка. Да не говорю, это не жеребка. Жеребка с хвостиком бегает. Да?
And the first half.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you're in a good position here at the break. What do you tell your team to make sure they don't let up?
Давай Квикли.
Playing better, it's just playing the right way. We just have to play good basketball. And we talked about it before the game. That's our goal going into the game. That doesn't change no matter what the score is. So that'll be the discussion at halftime.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review the first half of action. Isaiah Thomas having an outstanding game. He had 13 points and 1 assist. Coming off an outstanding game last time out, it doesn't look like he's lost any of that momentum here tonight. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they had to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to that lead.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Miami?
Well, the perimeter D is just too loose. I mean, there's no excuse for letting the team rain that many threes on you. And at that higher percentage, guys aren't fighting through screens. They're not staying with their shooters. They're not helping out.
That'll do it for now.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Nice game. Great performance by Isaiah Thomas.
You know, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the 3 as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
Yeah, I think a lot of those shots are beyond his range, but sometimes when you have that kind of confidence, it can be your night.
Ты видал прямо... Да он же что тронулся. Ну, у тебя, блядь, пиздец, блядь. Я не могу по-другому.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape. Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas."
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, DA. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you.
And the way that the league is changing, you have to respect the fact that Aaron Spoelstra has changed along with it. He's had a lot of small ball during the big 3 years. And he's been able to recognize when it's advantageous to go small with his roster for quite some time.
The Heat trail by 10. A drive by Bosch, and Chris Bosch with the slam.
That's real confidence by Bosch to take it strong to the basket and finish with the flush.
Ай-яй-яй, чуть-чуть, красавчик. Он был молодец такой мячики там.
He had a jump on it, had a chance to make the play, just could not steal the deal.
Here's Johnson. Trying his luck deep. Crowder with another miss. The Heat have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Bosch kicks to Dragic. Again, Dragic missing. Boston leading by 8. In the corner, Bradley with it from downtown. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. 16 points for Bradley.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Count it, good. And that's now 7 points for Dion Waiters.
When he gets inside, Waiters sometimes finds it hard to finish in traffic, but he makes the necessary adjustment there.
Here's Bradley.
Oh,
you saw that.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular finish.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. A nice shot by Winslow.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Thomas dishes to Crowder. Feeds it to Johnson.
А как так получилось, что мяч ударился в мою руку?
Goes in. And here's Bradley from 3. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here, defending the triple.
And to look here at the 10th overall pick from the 2015 draft in Justice Winslow out of Duke. Slipped a bit on draft day, which came as a surprise to some, Brent.
Well, if you remember, Kevin, during that draft, the Boston Celtics tried to trade several picks to move up and get Winslow, but the general manager of the Miami Heat said, not so fast. We'll take him here. And when you watch him play, it's clear that he has an incredible impact on the floor. A lot of teams have passed up on him, already kicking themselves.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Dion Waiters. The Heat trail by 7. Bosch passes to Dragic. He kicks it to Ellington and stolen by Horford. Stolen by Bosch.
Ух ты, блядь! Что творят нахрен, ты видел?
Here's Whiteside. Jammed by Whiteside.
Well, whenever Whiteside has a chance to dunk, man don't dunk.
From deep, Thomas. Again, Thomas missing. The Heat have gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Here's Dragic. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this.
Well, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
And that's what we're seeing more and more. Point guards who can finish as well as they make the play.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. A different look for Miami. James Johnson's checked in for Whiteside. Josh Richardson comes in for Winslow. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Then for the Celtics, Jerebko comes in for and it's Brown in for Isaiah Thomas.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Back to Smart, fires for 3, hands it from downtown. Smart's got 7 points.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
Man, I would have loved to have been a fly in the wall while the coach was talking to the team at halftime. They've been unconscious from deep.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Here's Brown. Gets the 14-footer to fall.
And love how assured Brown looks taking these shots. His mid-range game is on point. He's squaring up like that.
And the Celtics a stifling defensive ball club under head coach Brad Stevens.
I mean, tremendous perimeter defenders. One of the top-rated teams in the league in terms of steals. And even without being a dominant defensive rebounding and shot blocking team, they were so good on the wings that it didn't matter.
Nice ball movement by Boston. The ref good, and Smart gets the assist. And now a 7-point Boston lead.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Johnson dishes to Richardson. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
He is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And count it, the shot is good.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Williams, he's checked in for Miami.
And at this point in his career, Marcus Smart, more of a defensive specialist, you know, offensively an improving shooter and an improving decision maker as well. But his defense is where he hangs his hat. And I do think, though, you're starting to see a gradual improvement in terms of his ability to make open shots.
And so here is Miami, 8-point game.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort.
Он даже прыгать не стал. Я нажал прыжок, а он даже прыгать не стал, прикинь.
Not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
He's shooting 61% from the field, showing some marvelous touch out there. Williams passes to Bosch. Right through the
Вот так, красиво по касательной мяч.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Jerebko kicks to Crowder.
Jerebka
lets the three fly. Jerebko can't get it to go. Bosch, that's for two. No good on that last second attempt.
Бош, ну что ж ты творишь, гусь ты, блин. Почему шкала такая маленькая была?
It's the Celtics. They're up. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Boston leading by 8, and a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Johnson is out there with Jerebko, and it's Olynyk in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
He was terrific shooting the ball in the first half, but he looks a little bit slower out there, possibly leg tired here in the second half.
It's Bradley on the wing. Richardson covering. Bradley kicks to Olynyk. There's the triple. But they get it back to the wing. Good on the triple. Jerebko's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Good by Waiters.
And he prefers to have the ball in his hands to break down the defense. Waiters with the explosive drive there.
Thomas dishes to Johnson. They get the rebound. That shot off the mark. The Heat trail by 9. A few possessions in the fourth quarter, just over a minute played, and he recovers it. He gets that one. 13 points for Dion Waiters.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Thomas outside, and again Boston with the
трешка для тебя, да, только это не от меня
a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Трешка.
Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Olynyk with the steal. A three ball. The shot's good from
Блядь, да как не, если руку выставил? Как не?
You look at the crop of point guards in the NBA today, maybe in the golden age of that particular position, maybe the strongest we've ever seen in league history. Some would say yes, some would say no. You're shaking your head there. What do you think?
I think it's just incredible the amount of talent that we see on a nightly basis at the point guard position.
You're in awe.
Absolutely in awe, and I'm also just infatuated, Kevin, with the stylistic differences of what it is that these players represent. The shock and awe of a Russell Westbrook who'll come right at you, right over you, and right through you. The finesse and incredible shooting prowess of Steph Curry, the bulldog mentality of a Kyle Lowry. We have some amazing point guards in the league that do it in very different ways, but still lead their teams to great success.
Why now? Why now is it happening?
I'm not sure, especially when we talk about the NBA and what the NBA has represented for years. It's a bunch of tall guys who are really good that run around the court and throw the ball through the hoop. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing skilled guys with remarkable ball handling ability, with incredible skill set, with their shooting prowess. And I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it.
I am too. Thomas passes to Johnson.
Все.
The Celtics working the ball around now.
Все это ты уходишь? Или все поставил
лайк? Bradley fires the three, and again Boston with the triple.
Ну, вот, блядь, у тебя забивают, меня не забивают.
With all the threes they're allowing.
Какая-то
With the floater, Richardson dishes to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside. Absolutely a resounding dunk. Thomas kicks to Jerebko from 6 away.
Завтра приходи, с утреца буду в GTA играть.
Jerebko's got 18 points now here in the second half.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
They're looking like a beaten team at this point, letting him get to the basket with such little resistance.
Johnson outside.
Опять просто как был момент какой-то.
Waiters grabs the miss. The Heat trail by 15.
Драгича, кидай мяч, куда ты валишь?
Dragic left side from 13. Second shot opportunity. Tries it again. Johnson.
Бля, есть четвертый нахрен с валом. Ты видел, как они стягали? Один за одним, молодцы, блин. 3 подбора, блин. Whiteside, говорит, блин. Whiteside.
I mean, there's no doubt that every offense thinks about Hassan Whiteside and what he can do to you on the defensive end of the floor. He bothers so many shots with his height and his length. His timing to go up and swat shots away is just unprecedented. Nice to have a big man in the league that does things like that on that end of the floor.
Olynyk the pass to Bradley. Back to Olynyk. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's his third foul of the game.
Я понял, да.
Bradley dishes to Olynyk.
Да, потому что никто не ценит
Stolen by Bosch.
The instincts on defense on full display there. It was a gamble for sure, but it paid off big time in the form of a steal.
And thinking again on Whiteside, Brent, that is what sticks out to me. His ability to time up blocks with his height is something you very rarely see.
Well, the one thing, Kevin, he does so well is the long arms. He keeps them down and then extends them as quick as possible to get to the ball. And I think that offensive players don't realize he's got a chance to get to him. That's why he's one of the league leaders in block shots.
And so just rolling to the finish line was a very confident looking performance for Boston.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open, he'd get a good shot at the basket, didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off. And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Bradley.
Let me tell you, it's a tall order. Nobody that they put on him was up to the challenge. He's always such a difficult matchup, but in this game, he was completely and utterly dialed in.
Thomas, no luck.
Might want to stop shooting from out there right now because it's just not working. He needs to look to get his teammates involved at this point in the game.
And Waiters kicks to Dragic. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Really looks to be in the zone here. His teammates should look to get him the ball as much as possible.
Here's Johnson, and 2 shots coming up the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Miami called for the foul. He misses the free throw.
Когда? Джонсон.
No good on the second free throw.
Прикинь.
Timeout called. The Heat. Is what you're taking.
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message. Not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
Well, you still can't control the outcome. Only playing your hardest moment to moment. That's what he's getting through to them now.
Johnson from outside, and the miss.
Ай-яй-яй,
в конце easily grabbing this one.
Все, ребят, второй раз надрали мне попу. Серега сегодня непобедимый, невозмутимый, блин. Давайте, пацаны, пошел я спать, завтра с утреца заходите на стрим-час.
Давай, пацаны.